Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo eSports podcast. This is episode 241 for the week of June 26th, 2022. The title of this episode is Envore enters free agency in Open Series Overreactions, because there have been some major overreactions in terms of the recent Open Series events, Will. Yeah. My name is Josh, a.k.a. JK Fire. This week I'm joined by the man chugging down some Diet Dew, Will, a.k.a. I am Mr. Mayhem. Will, I'm going to ask you how you're doing, but also I want to give the folks a little heads up as to what's going to happen before we even get into the actual episode of the show. The first few minutes of this episode is going to be taken by Will discussing his disdain for how the last Twilight movie ended. And if you want the full context as to how this came into the mix, we talked about HBO. The new season of Westworld started last night. I still need to watch it. I know the show kind of took off a cliff after the first season. The first season's very good. If you have not watched it, I recommend it. But regardless, Will was talking about how he doesn't have HBO. I'm not condoning profile sharing because that would not be nice. But if there were some way for Will to get HBO that I pay for, who knows? And then I suggested that he watch that. And then we got onto the whole Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman being on HBO Max. And then it came into Twilight coming into that universe. And then we got to this. So Will, first, how are you doing on this Monday evening? And second, please, I specifically told Will to start the episode and then provide the reasoning as to why he disliked the ending of the last Twilight movie, because I think everybody would want to hear this, and I don't give a shit if you don't. So, Will, how are you doing this Monday evening? And two, please explain your disdain.
All right. So, I'm doing fine. It's Monday. I had to work. We both had to work.
Yes.
Who loves a Monday, right?
But that's what the show's for, is to take you out of the Monday mood, you know?
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
So, yeah, I did the stupid Batman voice. Tried to bring it into Twilight, and I was like, do you remember the ending of the last movie? And Josh doesn't. But
I don't think I've seen Breaking Dawn Part 2, and I told Will that it had been so long since I'd watched the Twilight films. There's no judgment here on what fucking movies you like or dislike. Twilight's Twilight. You know what it is, and you hate it or you love it, whatever. I'm indifferent on it. I kept watching them because I felt like I had to, just to see what happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think I've seen Breaking Dawn Part 2.
So the last one, you know, they're whatever, Bella and Edward had the child, and like it was against the rules to make a vampire child, basically.
With like a normal human or what? Or
yeah,
just in general?
Because she was a human and they had to turn her during birth.
I think I did see this movie then.
But then in the last one, like there's going to be this huge fight, right?
Yeah.
And Alice goes up to the guy to like reason with him, the main head honcho, whatever, of the council of vampires, apparently. I don't know what I'm talking about here. I didn't remember.
It's okay.
And she like talks to him, and like there's this huge fight scene and a ton of people die, and it's like epic, and you're like, all right, we're getting some resolution here, like shit's happening. And it was pretty decent fight scene, whatever.
Sounds like I'd enjoy this.
And then all of a sudden it zaps out, and Alice is standing with everybody still there, and she gave him a vision of what would happen if he acted upon his...
So nobody fucking died.
So nobody died. The fight didn't happen, and it was like, oh, all's good now. We're just going to walk away from this. And I was fucking pissed. Like,
that's the biggest cop-out. Wow. Wow.
Because that was her power, was to have visions, show people visions, things like that.
That's lame as shit. So it was a happily ever after ending, basically?
It seemed like it, yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
I was mad. So that's why I dislike Breaking Dawn Part 2 very much.
We should have put a spoiler warning for Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2.
It's been how long?
Oh my God. And imagine that's how they ended Star Wars.
It's just fucking Luke sitting at home dreaming of his star adventure that never was, because he was a farm boy that
killing his dad. Fucking stupid. Fun note about Star Wars, though. I restarted watching Rogue One.
Oh,
because I always felt I didn't give that movie enough credit. And everybody seems to enjoy that film. So I think I'm about halfway through it. But regardless. All right, before we get into what's actually on this episode of the show, I want to give a shout out to people who are tuning in live. Shio, welcome. Waka Chang says, oh, I didn't realize I need to see the new Westworld. You don't need to see it because from the sounds of it, it sounds like you are caught up. Therefore, as you are aware, if you share the same sentiment as me, it's not that great anymore, but I'm kind of in where I was with Twilight. Like, I have to kind of see where this goes at this point. You know what I mean? I have to finish this out. But yeah, season 4 of Westworld started up last night. It's on HBO, and watch it if you want to. Winkler, what is up? He says, hey, brothers. Hello, sir. Good to see you. And then Shio says, Rogue One is probably my favorite of them all. See, a lot of people share that sentiment, Shio. A lot of people share that sentiment. And then Justin says, wait, who can stop a movie halfway through? That's serial killer vibes. Justin, when I'm in the middle of building a play set for my kid in the backyard and it's hot as fucking balls out and I'm frustrated, I'm going to take a break, come down into my cool lower area of the home. And yeah, I put it on for about halfway through and then the wife needed me for something. No, I'm not building it anymore, Justin. It's done now. It was done as of Saturday over the weekend. We finished it on Saturday.
You know, you've seen Rogue One, right? Already?
Yes. Oh, yeah. We've seen it twice.
You know how it all goes?
Yes.
So we got another spoiler warning here. It's something that I like about it. It's the first time you see a true sacrifice play, like all the way through in Star Wars.
Sure.
Right? Like on a large scale.
Yeah.
Oh.
I also loved, I still believe that is the best Vader scene that we've ever seen in a Star Wars film. Easily. Because one of my major complaints that I have, and I say this to Will all the time, one of my biggest gripes with portraying Vader in the films, Kenobi notwithstanding, and I'm not going to spoil Kenobi. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. The last 2 episodes are very good. But I always tell Will that one of my biggest gripes with Star Wars films is that you don't really necessarily see Vader's real power. Like he's usually reserved, or you see something in like a quick burst. You don't see his just pure ass power. And the thing that I loved at the end of Rogue One is how it leads basically directly into A New Hope.
Yeah.
You get to see him be the absolute fucking badass monstrosity that he is.
Yeah.
And I loved that.
Keep in mind too, like with Vader,
yeah,
what the Emperor did is that suit is outdated. He purposely put old cybernetics in there. His new hand, it lags like from mind to hand. Like it
did not know this.
There's needles within his suit that basically keep him in pain. So to fuel his hate and anger more, the Emperor basically gave him this shit suit to keep him mad.
Palpatine's a piece of shit. Oh my God. Like I said, Shio, no spoilers for Kenobi here. It's like I said, the last 2 episodes are very good though. It definitely made the other 4 worth it. Like by far. All right. So with the movie talk out of the way, again, apologies. That's kind of how we started the show, but I really wanted Will to discuss that on the air because I thought it'd be hilarious.
Thanks.
What is up, Katana? Welcome back. Good to see you as well. Will, do you want to know what's coming up on this week's episode of the show?
What do we got?
HCS Valencia is right around the corner. A recharge is removed from ranked and competitive while a fix is being worked on. The Rostermania train shows no signs of stopping. Tournaments are announced and recapped, rating Halo Infinite based on what we have 6 months after release. This is going based off a Mint Blitz tweet that went out, and I kind of gathered some of the replies to that, and then I want to provide our thoughts as well. That's kind of be like our faux topic for the week, I guess you could say. MCC is getting a potential controversial update, so we'll talk about that shit. The Minnesota Rocker have some more work to do. Did you see what happened?
The Mutineers?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Gears Esports comes to an end, unfortunately, and Envy is now officially Optic.
We need to cover the Envy logo now. It's no more.
No. We just have to show it loud and proud because you just can't basically get it anymore. Surprise for the Rocker. Come on, Shio.
There's a reason people spam choker in chat.
Oh, we're bad. I know.
We're playing.
I know. All right, well, without further ado, we'll talk about that later, but let's get into some competitive news. Update on HCS Orlando and Halo World Championship tickets. This is by Tashi, and this was last week. He said, tickets for the Halo World Championship and our HCS Orlando Major are right around the corner. We are finalizing a few final details, but be sure to keep an eye out at HCS on Twitter for when it drops. We will release the details, which will include the date for when tickets drop, so you will not be surprised by it. And as of recording, as of being live right now, I do not believe an updated statement has been provided yet.
I know I have not seen anything. I can do some Twitter research if you want to keep going.
Yeah, so all I'm going to ask you to do, Will, is just have up the @HCS Twitter account, and then we can refresh periodically throughout the show to see if anything happens while we're recording live.
Perfect.
Awesome. So there is that. Ishii leaves HCS Grassroots. This is by Ishii. And again, if I'm mispronouncing, because I don't think I've ever learned how to correctly pronounce his name. His name's Mike, but tag and everything. So regardless, he states, left HCS Grassroots. Simply put, if I don't enjoy a game for months, I do not feel comfortable representing nor being associated with an official program of that game. That being said, thank you for everyone from Grassroots for the opportunity. Well, wish you the best of luck, and hopefully you enjoy the game later, because I can understand the frustration. Halo Data Hive update. This is by Halo Data Hive. He states, the Infinite Player page on Halo Data Hive has been updated so that you can see your complete service record, not broken down by season. But you'll still have the option to filter your stats by season too. So don't worry. You can still do that as well. Just love all the additional updates coming to that website. It's fucking awesome. Next up, the HCS Valencia talent has been announced. This is by the HCS. And we have Lottie as the host. And your casters include Bravo, Onset, Clutch, Gaskin, Schurzy, and Lethal. It's going to be a fucking banger of a weekend. It starts on Friday this week, July 1st, and it runs to the weekend. We'll obviously get to it in the upcoming Turns of the Week segment, but regardless, there is that. And then the final competitive news story that we have, and again, I still don't believe an update has been given on this one either at the time of doing this live, but Recharge has been removed from ranked in the HCS. This is by Halo Support and the HCS. Halo Support states the following. Due to a recently discovered exploit, the Halo Infinite team has deployed a backend update to temporarily remove the map Recharge from the Ranked Arena matchmaking playlist. Next, aka this week, because this was posted last week, a patch will fix the map's issue and Recharge will return. Stay tuned here for updates. Again, that is at the @Halo Support Twitter account. The HCS Twitter account said the following last week in response to this. Recharge will also be removed from this weekend's tournaments. With a patch targeted for next, aka this week, we anticipate Recharge being back on the rotation for the upcoming EU Regional in Valencia. Stay tuned to Halo Support for the latest on the patch. And again, to my knowledge, as of doing this show right now live, an update has not been given. So I don't know if it's going to be included within the Tuesday reset. I don't know if it's just going to be a hot fix that's applied on the back end like it was removed. Who knows?
This issue with Recharge is such a weird one for me, right? Because those pillars move. They go down.
Yes.
If you stand in a pillar that's down, you don't get hit. Mm-hmm. But there's not like a wall you can climb upon there. There's no texture that blocks you from moving over that, but it blocks shots.
You know what's funny to me? Who made Halo Infinite? This isn't a rhetorical question. I'm genuinely asking. What studio made Halo Infinite?
343.
What studio made Halo 5?
343.
What game has Torque?
Torque.
The map, Torque. I think it's Torque, isn't it?
Torque?
Yeah, the one with the pillars that go up and down, and you can stand on them.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have the stasis version of that map.
I remember stasis. Yeah, that's Halo 5. Yeah.
So they've dealt with pillars before that go up and down, and you can shoot while on them and be shot at while on them. I'm just throwing a dig at 343. I'm not. Yeah, I'm glad they're fixing it. Okay, there's just a little dig, little stab. You know,
yeah.
That's all.
I'm just wondering, how does that happen in the code where there's not a physical wall there, there's nothing there, but yet shots are still being blocked while you're in that area?
I think they said it has to do something with the geometry of the pillar. and like it could be that. Now, I'm not a game designer, but like when I think about it, I think of like you have I'm just going to think of it in shapes, right? And again, I'm not a game designer. I'm probably completely off base here. But so let's say the pillars are just large rectangles, right? Vertical rectangles. And when it goes down, it still keeps that geometry of the entire rectangle.
Right.
So when it goes down and you're standing in there, you're like standing in that rectangle still. So it still feels like, hey, this is still one piece. So no, you can't shoot through this. This is just an object that's on the map.
But my thing is if that's a solid piece, and it's showing here, but you can stand here, why can't you like clamber up here?
Oh, sure.
If you know, like,
I understand.
What is because you can pass through it, no problem.
Absolutely.
But bullets can't.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Very strange.
I don't know. Waka Chang says, are we taking bets on Recharge never returning? No. And then Shio says, nah, it has to come back. They have no other maps to fill it in with. What do you mean? They're going to bring back Behemoth and fix it, guys. Come on.
Get more Behemoth flag.
They're going to fix Behemoth, guys. That's what they said. They're going to fix it. They're
Behemoth King of the Hill. There we go.
Get the fuck out of here.
With vehicles. Don't you want to see Lucid and Frosty flying around in a Banshee in comp?
I hate everything. And then Waka says, I guess we're still in beta. The game never left beta. We've made that joke so many fucking times. Too.
A little too much.
It's just sad. But that's it for the competitive news. I should have said before, it's like officially the end. Like I said, as of recording right now, no update has been made, so we don't know when the hotfix is going to be applied. So we'll just have to wait and see. But it should be, emphasis on should be this week that we're recording the show, because they want to have it ready by Valencia, which starts on Friday. So we'll just have to wait and see. And then people are making jokes in the chat that launch site would be incompetitive, and you guys suck because launch site's a garbage ass map.
For 4v4, yes.
I don't like the map, period. I feel like, because there are some instances where you'll just have vehicle advantage on the side that doesn't have the literal launch site. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's a big swing right there.
Well, they do give you a few things to counter it, like the amount of fusion coils on the other side.
Sure.
You do get the sniper.
But you're not guaranteed a skewer. And that'd be the one opportunity that I'd want a skewer on because of vehicles. Because sniper, as we already know, sniper bullets don't do a shit ton of damage to them.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate is all. I don't like the layout of that map. I like you mentioned, I think it's way too fucking big for 4v4. But it's also too small for 12v12 BTB. I just hate that map. I can't stand it.
I've been learning like different ways to maybe like traverse the map. That's been helping me out a little bit on it.
Sure.
But still not, overall not a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But that was actually it for the competitive news. It's time for your upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcombo.com. Check out noobcombo.com for all your Halo esports needs. Daily tournaments. There's an added extra on here, Will. So we have First Blood, UMG, and now Z League daily tournaments. Check them out. Z League. On Monday, June 27th, that's today, we have the Esports Arena Series E event, which I believe is happening right now. And the HCS FFA Series for Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, EU, and North America. On Tuesday, June 28th, the Halo Rec League FFA Series, I think, might conclude with week 6. Shio can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 6 weeks, and I believe it's week... No? Does it continue? Hold the fucking phone. Oh, 7 weeks of qualifying? Oh, because I see 6 weeks. Then you need to update that fucking spreadsheet, Shio. Okay? Because I see 6 week tabs on there, not 7. God. Unbelievable that you provide me a resource that I can gather information from. Unbelievable. Our guy noticed that like an hour ago. You're welcome. It was me. I'm the guy. I'm your guy. I'm just kidding. But hey, I appreciate it regardless. I really want to hit the point home. I appreciate the spreadsheet because that goes far and above and beyond what others would. So thank you. On Wednesday, June 29th, the Knights Arena Weekly Halo Infinite 4v4 and the return of the Calgary Halo Wild Wild West 2v2s. They're back, baby.
All right.
Get hyped. On Saturday, July 2nd, we have the Sweet Bunny 4's Co-Ed 2v2 Tournament Day 1. And then Friday, July 1st through Sunday, July 3rd, we have the HCS EU Regional at DreamHack of Valencia. And I'm super excited to see what happens there because there have been some shakeups and some rosters on that front. So who knows if Ascend will continue their dominance. All I know is that it's Respectful's revenge tour. And he could very well bring that Ascend group to another win. That's it for your upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcombo.com. Check out noobcombo.com for all your Halo esports needs. And maybe buy some of their merch too. Show Maddie some love. Or, hop in his DMs and say, fuck you. And say it's from me.
There we go.
There you go. Well, what do we got next? Rostermania!
Yeah, I forgot to write down the timestamp.
How dare you?
Oh, yeah. There we go. All right. Some Rostermania. We'll start off with a Dexterto article.
Did you add an extra T in there?
Dexterto. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing over here.
I wish they'd rename themselves because it's just difficult to say.
Anyway.
Okay, before you read this,
yeah,
I just want to say, and I'll provide my thoughts after the fact, but I just want to say, duh. Go ahead.
FaZe Clan's Halo side is set to pick up Wantaway Cloud9 star Jonathan Renegade Willette, whose move to HCS Kansas Winners Sentinels fell through over buyout disagreements. According to Dexterto's sources, that transfer fell through as Sentinels failed to meet the Cloud9's valuation of Renegade, which was in excess of $400,000.
In excess of $400,000.
Why? I don't believe that.
So, we can take everything with a grain of salt because, we don't know what the sources are in this regardless. But the point that I wanted to say duh to was, well, if you can't go to Sentinels and you don't want to be on Cloud9, where the fuck else are you going to go? If you want an opportunity to win. And now we know FaZe is kind of FaZe is a dumpster fire for being completely honest with ourselves. But especially now with Booba Dooba's free agency statement, so on and so forth. And now I've seen all these like, these dream rosters of what it could be.
Sure.
But like, realistically speaking, Optic ain't picking your ass up. And I wouldn't expect them to. But then again, I was wrong on the Pistola front. So who the fuck knows over here? But if I was Optic, I wouldn't be picking Renegade up as much as a great player as he is. And he's a phenomenal player. Do not get me wrong.
I wonder because Formal's played with Renegade.
Yeah.
Lucid's I've seen scrim with Renegade. Both of them have scrimmed with Renegade.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this is a next year type thing.
Could be.
Like where they're like, let's see if he fits the formula here.
We've said it so many times off the air where it's just in conversation where what if we are in a state where the organizations just get to a point where they're not going to pay for the players anymore and they're just going to wait. And if all of these players are under 1-year contracts, we don't know what contracts they're under. But hypothetically speaking, if all of these players are under 1-year contracts, then I can totally, we've talked about this. We can totally see an instance where it just gets to the end of the first season after the first Worlds of Halo Infinite. And then we see a massive change because all these contracts are now, all the contracts are up. There's no more buyouts that have to be dealt with. It's just players can go wherever they see fit and form new rosters, sign new contracts, whatever it may be. Again, I don't know if they're under year-long contracts or not. I think we've seen instances where they are, but maybe not all of them. But regardless, that's like, there comes a point in time where we're already 6 months into the release of this game. Worlds is in October. And you really think that buying out a player, getting him on your roster is going to make you viable to win the entire thing come Worlds? It could happen. Don't get me wrong. It definitely could. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So if the $400,000 buyout is real or in excess of $400,000, I want to know how that price was set.
Well, you got to look what the Worlds is around the corner.
Yeah. Worlds is around the corner in October.
That prize pool is $1 million.
$1 million starting. Yeah. And then that's without crowdfunding.
Without crowdfunding. So
crowdfunding will be included if I'm not mistaken.
If Renegade is the top player available and you're looking at moving up in prize pool bracket as a team.
Yeah. It could be worth it.
But at this point, I don't see that because that's like the whole prize pool.
Yeah.
One team's probably going to walk away with $500,000. The next, 350, so on.
Yeah, I don't see it. If the in excess of $400,000 is correct, FaZe would be a company that, in my opinion, could buy it because they're looking to go public, like as a company.
Yeah.
FaZe Clan is looking to go public as a company. But like, and Sentinels, I don't know who their owner is. Like, I don't know who owns that organization.
They're big though.
They got really big in a really short amount of time because, like, if you think about it, they signed the Halo team, which was winning world championships, but Halo was still not big, like, because this is Halo 5 times.
Yep.
And then they signed that Valorant roster, which won Masters Reykjavik, like the first Valorant LAN, they won. And then they dropped off a cliff after that. But like, I don't know. If chat has any idea, please chime in by all means. It's like, I just don't. I don't know. The CEO of Sentinels is the former vice president of Paramount Pictures. Never mind. He has the money too. I would assume he has $400,000.
You would think.
I don't know if it's just chilling, but like, I would imagine he has $400,000. It's just whether or not, because then I think about it, right? If his buyout was in fact in excess of $400,000, Halo Infinite is not doing so hot right now. You know what I mean? And if I was a business person, like if I was an organization looking at this, do I want to invest another $400,000 in a player for an esport that may not?
Unless he's under a multi-year contract.
He could be. Like I said, I don't know.
We don't know.
Don't know.
Because then if you stretch that over 2 to 3 years, right? That kind of makes more sense.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
like
win
$100,000 a year.
Yeah, if you're gonna win multiple majors or whatever with that for that kind of money, sure. It's interesting. It's interesting.
I don't fucking know.
We don't know anything about these contracts.
When I saw that number though, that was like a big like. At first, that's a big sticker shock value for me. I think, and like this is nothing to take away from Renegade because I think, like I said, I think he's a phenomenal player, and I don't know what other players are valued at in the terms of their buyout. You know what I mean? Like how does a Renegade compare to a Lucid, to a Royal 2, to a King J? You know what I mean? Like
right. And do these like.
And I know King J's a free agent.
Are these evaluations set?
Right.
Or are these evaluations fluid throughout the year?
Right. I wish we had that context. I wish we did. Sentinels was formerly Phoenix 1, which was a North American League team. No shit. That's crazy. I had no idea.
All right. Should we move on with Rostermania?
Absolutely. Please do.
Next story here. Lucendi Gaming acquires Swedish Vikings Halo roster. So this is now going to be Beatley, Hercules, Catchy, and MC versus Arbiter.
Indeed.
Ma heading back to COD for Modern Warfare 2.
I think it's Ma.
Let us know. As of right now, I plan on returning back to COD for Modern Warfare 2, he says on Twitter. Want to finish this Halo season with a bang. If you're unemployed and want to grind to qualify for Worlds, hit me up. Not me, him. This Ma, however you say it.
Good luck.
All right, and then as we've been doing over the last few weeks, we'll touch on the post-Kansas City Rostermania mega thread by Matty Rums. We have a few changes.
Noobcombo.com.
A few confirmations coming through this week.
Yes.
So Envore is now a free agent from Fnatic.
More to talk about that in just a second after you get through the rest of it.
From EU, Riots, Batchford, and Disarray have all gone to Scorched Hand. Is this like a combination of, I don't know.
It is think about like a subsidiary of Black Hand.
Interesting.
Like
like Black Hand's the parent company to this team.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
It's weird.
All right. But that does it for Rostermania this week.
Okay.
You wanted to touch on the Envore thing.
Yeah, I want to touch on the Envore thing. So, we talked about it a little bit in the Discord as well. But so Envore is easily the best player on Fnatic, or formerly was the best player on Fnatic. And part of me can't help but feel as though, remember last week where we talked about the ending of the game early because of a supposed controller issue, but nothing really pointed to that being the thing.
Yeah, they were saying you couldn't jump or whatever.
Yeah, but it wasn't said until the very end.
Yeah.
Envore was the one that ended that game. And you can see that when you watch the clip of him doing that, it visibly looked like he didn't want that to happen. Like, after he ends the game, like, he has this look of, like, astonishment on his face. Like, what the fuck? Like, you literally see him, like, take aback a little bit and, like, shake his head. Like, what?
Yeah.
So I said it in Discord as well. If I were him, and now we don't know the full scenario of what happened. We could only speculate on what we saw, and I did that last week. But if there was some shady shit going on in the team that I was a part of, and I would hope that he takes the high ground on that and is like, no, I can't fight. I'm not doing this shit anymore. And again, I don't want to speak for him. I don't know why this decision was made. But the fact of the matter is, I still believe he was the best player on that team. A lot of people share that sentiment. And I hope that he gets picked up by some team looking to make an actual run, because it just seemed like that team was always stuck in those 7-8 spots.
Yeah,
you know,
can agree.
Never looked like they could get out of there. It was always like the Fnatic space station battle, you know? So who knows what's going to happen there, but Fnatic wishing you, not Fnatic, Envore wishing you the best of luck in the future. Hopefully you get picked up by Six Squad. You deserve it. And again, I can't speak for you, and I don't know the entire situation behind what happened as to why you're entering free agency. But if it was because your teammates were being shitters, then props to you for stepping up. Go ahead, Will.
Oh, it's good. It's all she wrote for that. Should we move on to
some scrim recaps?
Scrim recaps. Oh.
Sick. All right. I think I have one. I do. I have one. So again, if you want all scrims in your specific region, or if you're looking for personal statistics from your Halo Infinite service record, regardless of season, you can head over to HaloDataHive.com for all your Halo statistical needs. But on Thursday, June 23rd, there was a scrim that took place I want to briefly hit on. G1 went up against Cloud9. Cloud9, again, featuring Bound instead of Renegade. And again, scrims do not mean everything or anything, really. A scrim's a scrim. Just think of it as like some practice, okay? But G1 beat them 10-6. So now that's not indicative of how G1 did in the recent Open Series event, which we'll talk about later. But just want to point that out there. Seems like some progress is being made. You like to see that. It's good to see. And if I'm not mistaken, I think G1 had Boo Boo at that time as well. I think.
Okay.
That's the only scrim that I wanted to discuss briefly because nothing else really popped out to me. But Will, if you wouldn't mind going through the tournament league recaps that happened over the last week.
Yeah, we'll start with the Halo Rec League FFA Series number 2 results, and these are your Week 5 leaders. In 10th place, we have Big Dog. Tied for 7th, we have Deedle, Leaf, and Vicious Vance. 6th is Steph Slaps. 5th, Snake HT. 4th is Bane. 3rd, Hades. 2nd, Golden Guy. And 1st, Generic. So we're 5 weeks through, have 2 weeks left to go. Not 1, but 2.
Thank you for clarifying that yet again. I appreciate it.
We'll then move on to the HCS FFA Series. We'll start with Australia and New Zealand. In 4th place was Berserk. 3rd, Scoobmeister. 2nd, Slays. And 1st, Sways. Out of Mexico for the FFA Series. In 4th is Nugget. 3rd, Goriloco. 2nd, is it Accio FPS. And then 1st, Tapping Buttons. From EU, 4th was Wafts. However, yeah. 3rd, Boodster. 2nd, Eastwood. And 1st, MC versus Arbiter. And then out of North America for the free-for-all series, in 4th place was Mortality. 3rd,
You know what that is.
Do I? Oh, Anakin RX.
Yes. Thank you. Like, what are you reading?
2nd was Burton. 1st was OG Halo Noob. Next up, the Esports Arena Series E results.
For last week, not this week.
Yeah, because another one took place yesterday, right?
Today.
Oh, yeah.
Literally today.
Today.
Also, what's up, Epic? Welcome to the live show.
In 4th place, we had Team Z Pressure. 3rd place, McFind. 2nd, CN. And 1st was Torrent, which included Filthy G, Perzelli, Hotshot Ghost, and Piggy. So congrats to them. Next up, we have Padia Circuit Split 2. In 4th place was Pushin' P. 3rd was Grippy Socks Girls. 2nd, Pink Omen. And 1st went to Queen Divine, which, if you can guess it, was Queen and Divine Damsel. This is a 2v2 series, for those who did not know. Next up, the HMK Ultimate Weapon Open. And here we go. In 4th place was Alter Esports. 3rd, Leave No Witness. 2nd was CN. And 1st, the Pittsburgh Knights taking it. If you don't remember who they are, it's Pool, Drift. Why is Drift listed twice? Pool, Drift, Atso, and Tapping Buttons.
You know who to...
Maddie.
Yeah, you know who to blame on that. Pelu Drift.
Drift. Next up.
Drift. Skirt.
Let's not.
You know what? Before you continue, I looked this up. Will, did you know what Pushin' P meant?
Like pushing product, right?
No,
that's what we were told on stream the other day.
So apparently, and I don't know how true this
is.
Actually,
I've never been on live TV before.
Oh my God. So apparently this was developed through Gunna posting about Pushin' P online prior to the song's release. P stands for player, but means to push positivity and keep it real. It's primarily used in a positive way. If you wake up to a beach view, that's P. If you spend thousands on a Rolex watch, that's P. So you're pushing P.
Pushing positivity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
sure.
is that not what I thought that was? If that's correct.
Someone in our chat said like pushing product, which made me think like you were doing work,
more
right?
Sense to me.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know, man.
Next tournament.
Bossing up your bitch is P. This is fun.
Please stop reading now.
This is fun. I'm 30 years old. This is awesome. I'm
Don't make me hit that mute button.
I feel like I'm 18 again.
Oh, okay.
That's wonderful. Well, hello there, fellow kids. Holy shit.
All right, next tournament. Telespes, Japan, Kirakuni, 4v4 tournament results. I don't know if I said that right, but I tried.
You got through. Oh, God, good luck with
that's why
some of these.
See, fourth place, One Shot Boys. Third place, Finaru Jamento. Second, Motivation Checker. And first, Moro no Kimi. And that included, zoom in, Most 64, Monmiko, PD21, and Zephyr itself.
Waka's like they call meth P here, so that's hilarious. Oh my God. What the fuck? Isn't meth considered a downer? Meth's not an upper, is it?
I don't know.
Let's go back to DARE class, everybody. Is meth an upper or a downer?
I don't know if I should Google this right now.
Yeah, just your Google search history is so fucked. Mine's what's pushing P. Yours is meth an upper or a downer?
First thing that pops up, National Helpline.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's a smart move. Meth is the upper? I thought you felt like absolute fucking dog shit afterwards, though. So
Well,
maybe it's like it has an initial crazy up,
Well, no, that makes sense because
and then this has a terrible crash.
back in World War II,
All uppers are compared to meth. Go ahead.
back in World War II, Germany had these they were maybe they're like gum sticks or whatever, but they literally had meth in them without knowing, and they gave them to their soldiers to keep going because it would just keep them you can stay up for hours,
So
days.
would they then get addicted to meth?
Yes, but they would stay up for.
What the fuck?
There was a reason there was such a burnout of the German army at the end because they would stay up for days on this stuff, pushing forward.
Moly. Oh my God. Tool says, I come in and all I hear is absolute dog shit. No, World War II. What the fuck you guys on about? No, meth. What the fuck? Look, there was a team. Okay, Tools. First off, welcome. Second off,
The team pushing P.
the team pushing P.
He wasn't here for it. I don't want to go backwards.
No, just
Just get
on.
here earlier, man.
Oh, get fucked, bro. It's from the Paideia Circuit Split 2 tournament. There was a team called Pushin' P. And so I'm like, did we ever figure out what Pushin' P meant? And then you said we were told that it was pushing products. I looked it up, and apparently Gunna said it's about pushing positivity. And then we got into the topic of meth.
Because, was it
Waka Chang.
Waka Chang says P stands for meth where he's from.
Yeah.
So
So
the conversation devolved from
yeah.
there.
It's just about pushing P, nothing more. Yeah. But I didn't know what that meant because I'm old.
Yeah.
So
We're getting there, aren't we?
yeah. We can move on. I'm sorry.
All good. The next tournament, I Buy Power Infinite All-Stars. In fourth place was Team Flamesword. Third, Team Swish. Second, Team Boobadooboo. First place is Team Falcated, which included Falcated, Frosty, Renegade, and Trippy.
It's a beast roster.
That is.
Also got to give a shout out to Team Boo Boo Doo because that was Boo Boo, Diagram, Avenue, and Suppressed. And they beat out Snakebite, Royal 2, King J, Ryanoob, Envore, Talik, Gilkey, Sab, Bound, Druck, Eco, Stellar, beat out all of them.
Yeah.
So good to fucking them, bro. Justin says, going to be completely honest, left to make soup, came back to a convo about meth and wasn't surprised at all. That's just HCS Pro Talk, baby.
Yeah.
We're, man.
We are all over the place.
There's
at
a
times.
reason why we have an explicit warning when you select our show in your favorite podcast services, aka Pocket Cast. Not sponsored.
Also a reason we have an off the rails emote.
It's a true statement. We do
We
have an
just
off the rails emote.
Go crazy.
We talk about meth. Don't do drugs. Holy shit. I'm pissed at myself that we never said that during the whole conversation. Don't do drugs. Don't. Holy shit. Don't. God, you can smoke weed all you fucking want. I'm not going to judge you on that shit. Just don't do drugs, please. Go ahead, Will.
Smiles 10K Invitational.
This happened today, by the way.
All right, let's go through this. 4th place, Team Elamite. 3rd place, Team Ace. I should. These are some pretty notable names. I should go through these ones.
Yeah, this was go ahead.
Oh, yeah,
there were captains and so on and so forth.
Team Elamite. In 4th place was Elamite, Rye Noob, Formal, and Hotshot Ghost. Mm-hmm. Team Ace in 3rd, Ace, Suppressed, Boobadoo Sab. 2nd, Team Snakebite, Snakebite, Lucid, King J, and Royal 2. And then 1st was Team Trippy, which was Trippy, Frosty, Renegade, and Falcated. So I was surprised that Lucid's team with Royal 2 and Snakebite came in 2nd. I thought that was going to be pretty dominant, but then you do have Frosty, Renegade, Trippy, and Falcated, who have all proven themselves as well.
And won the iBuyPower Infinite All-Stars tournament just earlier. See you later, Tools. Have a great cast in the Esports Arena Series E tournament.
Enjoy.
Best believe that shit. Get in there, man.
All right. On to some Open Series.
Wonderful.
Are we ready?
Oh, I'm fucking ready.
From Australia, New Zealand, in 4th place was DeQuavius Bone. This included Scoobmeister, Zoo, Jax, and Divinity.
Jax.
You know, in 3rd was Final Form, Jordan Jr., Benji, and Lolly. 2nd went to Dire Wolves, Bald, Dino, Vamped, and Zirkle. And 1st went to Divine Mind, once again, Sways, Shrekman, Rated, and Plasma. The Open Series for Mexico, 4th place, Cruelty, Danny Knight, Dragonak, Reaper Rips, and Hurim Jump. 3rd was CN, Johan MC, Bullet, Magico, and Guardian. 2nd, Leave No Witness, Gambino, Strikey, Rorch, and Noble. And 1st, Pittsburgh Knights, Tapping Buttons, Pool, Atzo, and Drift. Open Series for North America.
This is fun.
Yeah, I feel like I should go through all of these.
Feel free to, if you'd like
because, yeah. 7th, 8th, Complexity. Again, that is now Monster, Vetra, Hysteria, and Carmea. I guess it's always been that, right?
Yeah.
They haven't had any roster changes.
They did. They did have a roster change.
Gotcha. The Hand, Breaking Shot, Facity, Rhett the Sweat. That's a decent name. Yeah. Sylvanic. In 5th, 6th, G2 Esports, Straight Sick, Gilkey, Rami, and Sab. And then Built by Gamers, Minds, Bohm, Nemesis, and Aperture. In 4th place was Luminosity, Neuronical, Fluriously, Gold Star BR, and Cycle. 3rd place, Gamers First, Squally, Boobadooboo, Swish, and Predevinator. 2nd, Space Station, Ace, Collect, Suppressed, and Tylenol. And 1st went to KCP, Tolic, Soul Snipe, Druck, and Manny. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you got?
So first and foremost, Collect is easily the best player on Space Station. I don't think that's any competition whatsoever there.
He was popping off for a few games.
It's funny too, because he's like, with the amount of shit that he's had to deal with on that roster, and he just shows the fuck out.
It's like, it reminds me of, relating back to normal sports. It's like sometimes when a player knows he's not going to be on the team the next year, he shows out in that final season to get somewhere else or get another contract.
Right. If anything, this only helps him as more teams look at him.
Yeah, if he keeps playing that way, for sure.
Yep. Now, granted, we know what he's said and since deleted on Twitter in terms of like his frustrations as to how things were handled on the Space Station side of things, but we still don't know 100% if he necessarily wants out, right? He hasn't explicitly said so. Therefore, we can't say that he has or that he wants to. All I'll say is that, like we just mentioned, this is only helping his chances, in my opinion, of him being seen as like this could be a game-changing piece on our roster. Now, here's the other thing, though, that I want to hit home.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yes. And this is why the title of this episode is Open Series Overreactions. So I don't know if you thought this is where I'm going to go with this, but regardless. So Will and I were watching this tournament take place. And also big shout out to the LVT guys for putting on the broadcasts for these, because these are not officially streamed by the HCS. This is put on by the wonderful folks over at LVT Productions. Go follow them on Twitch, Twitter, all the fun shit. Waka says they should be looking to rebuild around him. I mean, I said it before and I'll say it again. I think Ace and Elam might need to go. I've said it before and I'll probably say it till the cows come home if they ever do. But there's that. Okay. These open series tournaments, they really aren't meant for much to me, other than like just some placings, and then you have your super coming up that's online as well. Like this isn't indicative of what's going to happen in a LAN environment. Not every top team is competing in these events as well. And then Will and I made the joke when the grand finals happened of this open series where KCP went up against Space Station, and we made the joke. So if Space Station loses to KCP, does that mean Space Station still is only a top 8 team? Because KCP are a top 6 team, and they've yet to improve past that. And lo and behold, Space Station lost, what was it, 4-1 or 3-1?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the grand final. So I joked that Space Station is still only a top 8 team. Now, last week we gave credit where credit was due for Space Station, because credit was due to them. Absolutely 100%. But the fact of the matter is, again, these are only online tournaments that really feel like they're meant to fill the void while we lead up to Orlando in September. That's the next LAN for North America. And it's a major, which means all regions in the HCS are invited. And that's in September. And then we have Worlds literally a month later in October. So while I do think Space Station have been semi-improving, and KCP are where they always are, and Gamers First looks like they're improving a little bit as well, testing out that Boo Boo Doo on that roster, whatever it may be. Luminosity taking fourth, good for them. G2 really falling flat in this event. But this is not indicative of a LAN environment. This was a online weekly thing where not all the top teams are competing. I don't want people to overreact to this when Collect is dropping 40 bombs in games thinking that this is going to be a consistent thing in every single tournament that he's a part of. I'm not saying it can't happen. And God, I wish the kid the absolute best. I want him to drop 50 every fucking game. That'd be insane. The storylines around that would be amazing. And that kid would soar. He is a phenomenal player. It's a great up-and-coming rising star. But I just want people to keep their expectations in check. Bring those emotions back in. I'm a very emotional person as well. Like, especially when talking about this franchise. Very emotional. Let's bring those emotions back in. Okay? Let's wait. Let's wait at least until the Super. Okay? Because we still don't know if every team's going to be competing in the Super. And then if they're not, then let's wait. God forbid, let's wait until Orlando. Because there's only so many seats at the top. There are only so many seats at the head of the table. Okay? And unless Space Station show up on LAN, they're still a top 8 team to me. Now, maybe that changes. Maybe that opinion changes because FaZe is a dumpster fire. United is, for lack of a better term, a dumpster fire. And realistically, those were your top 4. Right? Leading up past KC, those were your top 4. Cloud9, well, actually, you have to include Sentinels in there. And now Sentinels are going through a little bit of a spat because of the lethal situation. So, what, you have Cloud9, Optic, because Optic still haven't beaten Cloud9 on a LAN.
True.
So I'm still putting Cloud9 above them, regardless of the Renegade situation. So you have Cloud9, Optic, Sentinels. Then again, Sentinels could be considered on top because they just won KC handily, I might add. Regardless, those are your 3 right there, right? Who takes 4th? You always had a United or FaZe there. Right? United were a consistent top 4 finish.
Yeah.
Now with their roster debacle, who the fuck knows? But let's just say that they do kind of implode. Then I would put KCP there. I would put KCP in that 4th spot there. Because we don't know what FaZe is doing. We literally have no idea.
Yeah.
Which leaves, so does that mean Space Station bumps up to a top 6?
I mean, looking at FaZe, if they truly are bringing on Renegade, it is now Snipe, Falcated, and Renegade.
Yep, and they still need a 4th.
They would still need a 4th. That's why the Boo Boo drop surprised me.
Yeah. Yep. So now here's the other thing too, though. He's a restricted free agent. Okay, so he's still on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For all intents and purposes, what could happen, and Maddie, I'll read your joke in a second, but like, for all intents and purposes, what Boo Boo could do is, if they somehow get Renegade before Orlando, right? They somehow get Renegade before Orlando, then maybe, just maybe, instead of looking for your 4th, you talk to Boo Boo.
Bring him back?
I mean, you could bring him back. He's a restricted free agent. He's looking right now.
Yeah.
No team has signed him yet, to our knowledge. And if I was him, and now again, I don't know the situation on that roster, right? And I can't speculate like what the ongoings in that group are. But if I were him, and as long as not every bridge has been burned, again, this is speculating, but if I was him, if I were in his shoes and not every bridge was burned and I still have relationships with the players, he still loves Falcated. We know that. It's his duo.
Yep.
And you get Renegade in there. Then maybe you're like, you know what? I made myself a free agent on good terms. Based off statements that he said, it was nothing against FaZe. FaZe has been nothing but great to him. Then maybe he goes back there and he's like, you know what, guys? We got Renegade. If that ever fucking happens before Orlando, we got Renegade. Let's finish this year out strong. And let's fucking fight for it. Because that could still be a top 4 team.
Yeah.
Which drops KCP back into the fucking 5th, 6th spot, which leaves Space Station in the top 8 spot. So unless something happens in a LAN environment, this is the whole fucking point of this. Unless something happens in a LAN environment, Space Station's still a top 8 team and nothing's going to change there. KCP's still a top 6 team and nothing's going to change there. And I have literally nothing against those teams. I want to see them improve. I want to see them do better. God knows they have the fucking passion to do so. And they have the skill. I mean, Collect has the skill. And KCP has the skill as well. But like, I want to see them do better, but unless I see it on LAN, they're staying where they are. I can't say they're going to do better unless they do. And now we're a long ways out to Orlando, Will. We're a long ways out to our pre-show. We're a long ways out until real predictions are made. But if I were to choose right here, right now, and if I'm taking into consideration the FaZe bullshit and the United bullshit, then I guess I bump KCP up a tier, and maybe I bump Space Station up a tier. But if Elamite's talking about how we're going to prepare, as long as we just do well at Worlds, you ain't fucking winning it. So I don't see that happening at all.
It's also hard to do predictions this early based on pools. You never know which team's going to end up where right now.
Absolutely. We don't know who all of the qualified teams are going to be. Like, yeah, we have no idea as to what's going to happen. But like, I mean, shit, we don't know if Barcode's coming over here. You know?
Right.
we don't know anything about any of that right now.
Who knows?
It's like there's so much other shit. And then Maddie said, no, fuck you, Josh. Team collect, baby. I think the kid has immense talent. And that's the thing, is that he's still learning. He's still growing. And it really felt like he was kind of done dirty on that space station roster based off of things that have happened prior. I want to see the kid succeed. And like Waka said, they should be building around him. And I said the same thing about Tylenol, as a matter of fact. Like, I thought they should be building around Tylenol when that initial roster was made, right? When Space Station was announced. But no, I said they need to get rid of AC and Elamite, and I still believe they do. Like, I don't doubt their passion for the game. Don't get me wrong. I still think they're fine players. I mean, Elamite, the coach, obviously, but like, it just still irks me. And I love the passion of like, as long as we perform at Worlds. But like, bro, reel in the expectations. Come on. Because he ain't fucking winning it. There's no way. See, I just don't want people overreacting to these weekly Open Series events when they're online. Not all teams are competing. Not all rosters are completed. It's not on LAN.
Yeah.
And they don't mean much in the grand scheme of things.
No. I get it. It's fun to watch your team win or place well at a tournament. So enjoy it for what it is. Mm-hmm. But that's just it. Keep it at what it is.
Keep it at what it is. And if Space Station come out at Worlds and fucking even take second.
Yeah. Well, while you were going through that, I was like, what if they have like the secret to Halo Infinite? You know, like they know the perfect strats and whatnot, and they're just not showing it. They're keeping it all in until Worlds where they can surprise everyone. But
it's called a Chronos.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. They're not cheating.
Yeah. Highly doubtful, but
we're gonna have to make a personal bet when Worlds comes for our predictions. And like I'll take a shot of hot sauce or something if Space Station takes second or whatever. Like just something stupid like that. I'm not talking to Bomb. Okay, let's calm down here. I'm not talking to Bomb. I'm not talking.
I said nothing.
I'm just saying I see you stroking your shit. I'm not fucking. No. But no, I think it'd be fun to do like a funny stupid bet, like against myself. You know.
Yeah.
Like an eating my own shoe type of thing, but I'm not going to fucking eat my own shoe. Like, but if Space Station the Crocs, if Space Station performs well, then Josh does something. That's basically what I'm getting at.
All right. I'm down with that.
Okay. And again, we'll make real predictions as we get actually closer to the fucking event in October. Hell, I might even do something like that for Orlando. Because I want them to do better. I really, really do. The storylines that would come out of it would be amazing.
And I guess with all these shakeups, you never really know what's going to happen now.
No. And we like we said, we still don't know if Shady's coming over. We still don't know if Barcode's coming over. We still don't know where, if anywhere, Ramy's going to land, where, if anywhere, King Jay's going to land, Collect is going to land, Boo Boo Doobu's going to land, Renegade, Spartan. It's just, yeah, it's
weird, man.
Yeah. It's the wild, wild west. Like Calgary Halo, bringing it back. I don't know. Crazy.
All right. Is it time to now move on to our topic?
Yeah, our like faux topic of the week, because I really didn't have anything else to add here. But Mint Blitz put out a tweet and asked, rate Halo Infinite out of 10. And so I looked through all the responses, and I pulled out some of like friends of the show, Beth being a listener as well. Just want to pull those out. And then I went through and I kind of looked like it did an overall of what I've seen. Then we can provide our thoughts as well. Fuck it. Why not?
Sure.
We're 6 months in. We're like a little over 6 months into the release of the game. And I'm taking into consideration when the game released on December 8th. Okay. So not November 15th or whatever it was.
The pre-release.
Yep. So the actual release of the game on December 8th.
Yeah.
2021 to now. So we're roughly 6 months in from the release. And this is what people had to say. So High Tech Redneck Beth said the following. In its current state, 3 out of 10. If and when we get more ranked playlists, 8 out of 10. If and when they fix desync, stability, etc., 9.5 out of 10. As someone who's only ever played, or as someone who's only ever enjoyed ranked, and felt like the variety of ranked playlists was that made Halo special for me, only having one playlist to play makes it hard to put Infinite anywhere higher currently. But I love the gameplay itself, love the changes they made to Oddball and King of the Hill, and don't mind most of the maps, except for Launch Site and Behemoth. And the BTB maps. Forgot about those since I typically avoid BTB. I literally just need more ranked lists. Beth, Launch Site and Behemoth, yeah, they're god fucking awful. So yeah, 3 out of 10 right now until more ranked playlists get added. If they ever do. Nighty Night of LVT said, I love it. 8.9, but could be so much more. The massive delays and fixes and severe lack of content holding it back big time. It's missing so much. Late Night Gaming said the following. I'd probably give the game a 5 out of 10 at the moment. Compared to Bungie-era Halo titles, and even Halo 5 at the moment, it's incredibly shallow as a Halo package. The amount of content and features it's missing is nothing short of head-scratching, and the lack of polish hurts too. And then Kevin Cool X states, campaign 9.5 out of 10, a beautiful, expansive world with so much to do. Sandbox on full display and story finally feels true to Halo. And then a multiplayer 4 out of 10. Great gameplay, fun maps, downsides, lack of service record, lag compensation, ranked multiplayer not rewarding. And then as for others, I just scrubbed through the majority of them. And I saw a lot of middle scores, 5s and 6s. And then a good amount of 7s as well, is what I'd say. So kind of middle to upper middle. Putting emphasis on the lack of multiplayer offerings. I saw a lot of praise for the campaign. And then saw a lot of, detractors for the multiplayer.
Sure.
So, we're 6 months into the release of the game. If you were to give Infinite a rating out of 10, you're a professional video games reviewer. And as a live service model, because their outlets do this. Outlets do this. As live service games continue, like No Man's Sky continually got updated reviews, so on and so forth. So as a live service title, 6 months into the release of the game, as a professional video game reviewer for HCSProTalk.com, how would you rate out of 10 Halo Infinite?
Oh, on the spot, huh?
On the spot, baby.
This is all off the top because I had no prior knowledge to this topic.
That's how we do the show.
That's how we do it.
Yep. Off the cuff.
Man. So do I have to set like personal aside here and think of it like overall in the gaming world?
No, this is a personal opinion. This is a personal opinion. What would you rate it? You already know there's going to be people out there that hate you and love you for your opinion, so it doesn't even fucking matter. It is your opinion. What do you feel?
Oh, here's the thing with me. I will give it like a 6.9 for fun.
Nice. I like that. Okay. 6.9.
And the reason being is why, yes, a lot of these other games have more content and whatnot. I try not to think of Infinite as live service model because it's kind of not. It's more like, here are your season.
It's advertised as such.
Here are your season rewards to work through, much like MCC. Like, no one ever called MCC a live service model, but yet they still had battle pass updates. You could call them a battle pass. You really could, because it's play to get points to unlock these items. Mm-hmm. But the thing is playing Call of Duty, Apex, and all these other modern whatever. I already said that. Rainbow Six. There's too much for me in those games. It's the return to a simple form that I like. Going back to 4v4, knowing your starting weapon, this is what's on the map. These are the areas to move to. I've really enjoyed that. I don't have to play a game of Call of Duty for 20 hours to unlock a freaking barrel attachment that then gets me the meta gun, I just didn't like doing that anymore. And I do enjoy the ranked experience. Put a BR in my hand, I'm having fun. The rest of it, not so much. But that's just me personally. There's a lot of other people who love the social modes and the AR starts and the pistols. So I like it for what it is. The score comes down due to, I would say, the issues it's had with like the battle pass and all that. I don't really care about that. It's technically free if you don't want to pay for it. Like the premium or whatever. Like you don't have to have cosmetics to play the damn game.
Correct. You don't need to.
The points come down in like the issues with desync, the BR jam issue, all these bugs. And I know we're still in the first 6 months, which it seems like it's been so much longer. I don't feel like we're only 6 months into a game. I feel like we're years.
Is that a good or bad thing?
It's probably a bad thing.
It feels like both. Because like at least it feels like years, that's a bad thing, but also at the same time, it's like, well, it's only been 6 months, so they have time to improve.
That's it. There's been so much that's come out that have just caused issues and waves and all this, and there's been so much negativity around the game.
Yeah.
But realistically, it's only been 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you got to account they took like a month break for vacation around the holidays.
Yeah. Right after the game release, basically.
So for the state it's in, I'm kind of okay with it being where it's at. I still enjoy the ranked experience. That's what I'm there for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Does need more maps in ranked. I agree we need a couple more. Round things out.
Yep.
I like the new King of the Hill. I like the oddball change is awesome.
The oddball change is phenomenal.
Yeah. What about you?
So you gave it a 6.9. Nice. Out of 10.
I did.
I'm going to go an even 6 is what I'm going to say right now. Now, to go counter to what you were talking about, I am a fan of the cosmetics. So I think it adds to the experience, not to playing the game, but just like the overall experience of the game, if you will.
Sure.
So the reason why I give it a 6, like if you base this on like a 10-point scale, 6 would be considered fair. Not good, not great, not bad, just fair. Because like everybody and everybody's mom, dad, uncle, aunt, sister, brother, grandmother, grandfather, whatever it is, says the foundation's great, right?
Oh yeah.
Everyone says it. And it's true. The foundation is great. But in my opinion, the foundation can only take you so far when there's so many underlying issues within the game's systems, lack of playlists, lack of progression besides the pass, the challenges being funky, the events just being like, the events feeling like they're shoehorned in to get you to force you to play a specific playlist. Some of the maps not being all that engaging, wishing we had more ranked playlists, more playlists in general, what have you. In the campaign, in my opinion, while one of the better in the franchise, in my opinion, didn't do much for me outside of the story itself. Like when you get out of the actual story missions themselves, which in my opinion are great for the most part, the world just feels empty. It feels expansive, but empty. in a sense where there's not a lot of interactivity with what's going on within the world. All the world feels the same. Now we speculated that we're hoping to get some campaign DLC, which further expands upon things, opens up different segments of the ring, which would be fucking awesome, right? We've talked about that. But with what we were given today, like I said, I think the story's great. I just think the world outside of the story, not so much, which is a detractor for me. But in just terms of the multiplayer side, I only like playing with friends, and in some aspects, they've made that harder to do in terms of the rank side of things. So yeah, as of right now, if I'm putting my critical hat on, I would give it a 6. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's great. Some aspects I don't even think are good. I think the game is fair. There's a lot of work to be done. A lot of work is being done. I'm excited to see what the future of the game holds, and we're going to play it no matter what. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'll give it a 6. Yeah. I don't think it's the worst fucking thing like people are saying. I'll just say that. Justin says, no commendations. We've talked about that a lot. Yep. No commendations hurts as well. Just, and and Will, you said that it doesn't have to be like all the other titles in the franchise. It can be its own thing. We shouldn't have to expect these things depending upon what they are. And I can agree with you on some front of that too, because this is its own game. To me, it's just like the pedigree of what's come before it. Because it's in the same franchise. And because I've played the game for so long, the franchise for so long, I do, this isn't necessarily a good thing, but I do have those expectations of what I would want, out of a Halo title. And frankly, I kind of envy those that started with Infinite because they don't have those preconceived expectations from previous titles. You know what I mean? Like they're coming in for the first time. They have a free-to-play multiplayer experience that has a great foundation. But yeah, I want more. I just want more.
The thing with that is they did say this was like they said it was a reimagining, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, anytime someone says there's a reimagining, I would expect hints of the past to be there, but not fully
right
what was.
I think they did a really good job with that with the campaign.
Yeah.
With like the spiritual reboot of the campaign for Halo fans and new people alike. I thought they did a really good job in the story of that. They're just things systems wise that need to be updated and fixed in that title that would really make things jump up for me. And I know we have campaign co-op coming. I know we have Forge coming. I know we have other things that are being worked on in the pipeline. I get that. But if I were to rate it right now, 6 months in, I would give it a 6. And Zarners, with the 13-month resub, you, sir, welcome back, by the way, get a woo! Obviously, I'll give you one at the shout-out section of the show, too. But I miss you. Want to give you a shout-out right then and there. With that, Will, do we want to get into some regular news? Alex Bean, former senior systems designer, has left 343 Industries. This is by Alex Bean. After nearly 6 years working on Halo, today was my last day at 343 Industries. I'm ever grateful for my fellow team members, my leads and mentors, and the fans for making the experience a fulfillment of a near lifelong dream. I can't wait to share what's next. Well, Alex, good luck to you in the future. Thank you for what you were able to do regardless. And, yeah. We'll have to wait and see, huh? Halo community update. All right, here we go.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, daddy. MCC, Will. The game everyone loves to talk about, mostly for good shit. Not today. Well, kind of. This is some good and then some what could be not so good. But I can't believe I'm saying this, but I might actually be on the other side.
Of a good thing with this?
The thing that's considered bad for this I don't think is that bad.
I agree with you.
Okay, so we'll talk about that. All right. Halo Community Update. It's by Alex Wakeford over on HaloWaypoint.com for MCC. 10th floor bioroids, background videos, keys to glassed planets. The team is currently working hard on new features, functionality, and content for the MCC, which includes further mod support, campaign collectibles across all games, the Steam Workshop modding upload and download tool, new customization options, quality of life improvements, and more beyond that. Some examples of new content coming are the new Bioroid-themed Halo 2 Anniversary armor sets, post-match poses. You'll be able to customize the background video in the menu. Man, Halo Infinite loading screens? When? Hello? Mod support for Halo Reach with Halo 4 and Halo 2 Anniversary in the works of the future, and the Career Hub will be getting a nice new coat of paint. We've mentioned before that following the release of Season 8 Mythic last year, we will be moving away from the model of seasons. That nomenclature will be shifting to series, which you can expect to see roll out across the MCC in the next update. So yeah, not only do you have the Xbox Series S, not only do you have the Xbox Series X, you now have the MCC Series whatever the fuck. Spartan points. As we've shifted away from seasons, what has previously been named season points, points earned by completing challenges and leveling up to unlock items, will eventually be renamed Spartan points in a future update. Over the years that the I love how they refer to this as the MCC. It's funny to me. Okay. Over the years that the MCC has been continually supported with new content, the game now features well over 1,000 plus individual customization items spanning armor, attachments, nameplates, weapon and vehicle skins, armor effects, firefight voices, and more. That's quite a lot. For players who are new to MCC, or who may not have dedicated much time specifically to unlocking items during the seasonal updates, or are simply completionists looking to catch the last outstanding items they need, we are internally exploring a potential new feature for the future in the form of purchasable Spartan points. It is prudent to note here that we are happy with the current system of how players earn Spartan points by completing challenges and leveling up through play. This would be an optional, additive alternative for players who might find the vast scope of content to be an intimidating amount of playtime and want to get ahead on or skip the grind, or maybe want to grab specific items they want. We all have our favorites. In the interest of transparency with our dedicated and passionate community, we wanted to inform you of this exploration in advance and provide assurance that purchasable Spartan points would be an additive feature. We'll have more information to share about this in the future. And then enhance. We'll talk about the Spartan points thing in a minute. We'll also be adding support for dynamically refreshing content from our online content management system, which we're targeting for the next update. Historically, players have had to manually relaunch MCC to pick up any changes we make to matchmaking playlists or service settings. We previously touched on one example of why this was problematic in our server incident summary. You may have noticed longer search times and matchmaking on Wednesdays when we normally update our playlists, as players manually move up to the new content. Or you may have noticed issues after quick resuming the game on Xbox Series S and X consoles. We're aiming for this upcoming update to automatically refresh this data as soon as possible. So if you're playing matchmaking when we put out a playlist update, you'll receive a notification, and once your match ends, we'll automatically move you up to the latest content. It's fucking awesome. We've got plenty of other cool additions coming to MCC, and you'll hear more about that as the next update draws nearer. So when is it coming? An excellent question. We're targeting this update for later this summer. So stay tuned for details about what's on the way. Spartan points being purchasable will.
Yeah. I mean, they're all earnable. So adding a purchase option on top of that, that's up to the player at that point.
I agree with you. This may come as a shock to some folks. But I'm a dad. I'm 30. I ain't got time to grind the last 6 seasons of MCC because I think I only have 2 or 3 of the actual season's passes completed. I ain't got time. I've spent money on Infinite. Probably more than I care to admit at this point. I don't think as much as Halo 5 yet. That was a lot. All those rec packs that literally meant nothing. I bought a lot of rec packs with real money. I'm that guy. I'm not a whale, okay? I don't consider myself that, but like I've spent some money. In my opinion, here's where I stand. And I forgot the user who put it, who tweeted it. And I want to give credit where credit is due, so I apologize to the person. But I'm of 2 opinions on this. The first one is the game's been out for so long at this point, and there are so many seasons out. Having this as an additive tract, I'm fine with. It gives a way for those who have the money to spend on it, who want to play catch up and not have to play the game for an extended period of time. I paid my dues. I played for an extended period of time when the games were originally released and not at MCC. Okay? I love this franchise, but I just don't have the fucking time anymore. So if I want to be able to spend my money on it, it is my money. And I'll do with it what I please. I almost made another JG Wentworth.
I need cash now.
Yeah, that's my money, and I need it now.
That's exactly where my mind went to. So.
It's my money, and I'll spend it how I want.
Bringing that back from last week.
Oh, absolutely. Josh, a.k.a. JK Fire, a.k.a. Halo Whale? No, I'm not. Maybe in terms of Halo, sure. Well, like every other game, no way. But no, as an additive way. Oh, God. Oh,
look at
wow,
all
you just
the
had to
Halo
do that,
stuff.
huh? Yeah, it's true. That's true. I did buy all that. We don't have the camera pointing towards it, but I have all the Funko Pops on this side of the wall as well, but you can't see those. But it doesn't fucking matter. It's for the set, you know?
Yeah.
No, but the game's been out for so long. Having it as an additive way, while not taking away from what already exists, who fucking cares? If you're still playing MCC at this point, then I imagine you're doing it for the fun of it. So somebody else that pays money to get a cosmetic that doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, how does that affect you? It doesn't affect you in the slightest. What does it matter if you see somebody in a match-made game that has like the super cool looking like
I mean, it does kind of devalue it because they didn't earn it.
Sure, they didn't earn it, but at the same time, if it was always, if anything, you should feel happier that you didn't spend money on it, that you did earn it through playing the game because somebody else just spent money to get it.
There's no way to discern though once you're like in
exactly.
a game.
That's the thing. There's no way to discern it. So how does it actually affect you? It doesn't. So who gives a shit?
Gives 343 more money.
Sure, it gives 343 more money, and the another negative way to look at it is, well, this could give them more incentive to do more stuff like this in the future, of charging you money for other things. Like, I get that mentality as well, but we already have microtransactions in Infinite, so who fucking cares? But the opposite opinion that, again, I forgot the person who said this on Twitter, and I really apologize because I want to give you credit. So this did not come from me. Okay, this does not come from me. I'm just relaying information. But this individual said something that I totally 100% agree with. MCC does not need microtransactions. Another way they could be doing this without adding microtransactions to the game would be increasing payouts from challenges, making it easier to complete challenges, giving you more challenges to do, making it easier to level up. Just other ways to more convenience the player actually playing the game, lowering the barriers to getting the Spartan points without introducing the microtransactions into the game. And I can agree with that too. There's nothing wrong with that idea. I love that idea, actually. But if 343 decide they're going to decide what they decide, right? And obviously provide your feedback in a constructive manner. And I don't want people coming over here and be like, oh, you're a fucking show for 343. No. You don't listen to the show if you think that. It's just the game's been out for so long at this point. There's been 8 seasons. Not every one of them has had 100 tier passes, but like most of them have. And that's a lot of cosmetics. I didn't play through all of them. And if I want to go through and do it without having to play the game for hundreds and hundreds of hours that I don't have, and you have it as an additive to the game, what does it affect you? Because it's my money, and I'll spend it how I want. Zarner says, I see your really dope skin, and I need cash now. Call JK Fire 877 Halo Whale.
Beautiful.
Justin says, the reason some people don't like it is, remember Recon being like, oh my God, that guy worked for that armor, but I'm also at that age. I don't care about rarity. I just want my Spartan to look the way I want. And that's, I can 100% agree with you on that too, Justin. But that's the thing. That's the difference between Recon and MCC, right? Recon was specifically tied towards Vidmaster challenges or Vidmaster achievements that you needed to do. There are no, besides the seasonal challenges in MCC, I'm going to make sure I get this right. Besides the seasonal challenges for MCC, where you were able to unlock a certain piece of armor or backpack or whatever it was, everything else was unlocked in the pass. No specific challenge required. So again, in terms of MCC, who cares? The players who are playing MCC are still going to play MCC no matter what, as long as the game functions the way it is. And then having a way for people to purchase up to get the rest of the cosmetics, this may sound stupid, but maybe for at least a split second it entices people to come back and play. Because they have the stuff that they want finally, and they can rock their Spartan the way they want. I don't know. It's just an idea. But I saw the amount of rage, because it's the internet. And it's a lot of Halo fans, let's be real, it's this fandom. But I saw a lot of outrage when this was announced. That 343 were looking at the potential of adding this to the game and not replacing it with it. And again, I think people need to just take a fucking seat and look at the situation. It's not that big of a deal. You're not paying for power. Having a specific armor isn't going to make you better at the game. It's just going to make you fucking look cool. And if I spend money to do that, who cares? Fuck it. You have your armor set that you like to rock. What difference does it make if I have something similar or something completely different? It does not matter. Play the game. Or don't. What?
Or toggle all the armors off if you really want to.
That
exists.
That exists. You don't want to see the armor? Fucking toggle it off. You don't want to see the weapon skins? Toggle it off. Remember the outrage on that? Fucking toggles. Wasn't it Postum's getting all the shit for that or something?
I don't remember.
People are so fucking like... God, people need to just grow up. It's insane. Oh, man.
We're old men in a gaming world that's aimed at
younger generations
now.
True.
Unfortunately.
Halo's ours, though. It's ours? Fuck everybody. Fuck everybody else. No, I'm kidding. Halo should be for everybody. And it's just play the game or don't. Play it how you want to play it.
Should be for everybody, but still rated M.
Yeah.
Because it needs that.
It does. I mean, what the fuck was it? Was Reach not M? Was Reach a T game? Halo 5 was a T game, wasn't it?
Halo 5 was, yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. F them kids. That's right, Zarn. F them kids, dude. As my kid is currently going to sleep. Anything else you want to add before we move on?
Nah.
Okay.
Good.
I think I said my piece. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just add this at the very end. If they do add it, yes, I'll buy them. Go ahead. Let's go to COD and Other Games Watch. Oh, actually, that's it for the regular news. What the fuck am I doing?
There we go. Got another button to press.
Jesus. Therefore, it's time for COD and Other Games Watch. Florida Mutineers. The Mutineers.
Mutineers.
As it were. That'll never stop, by the way.
Mutineers.
Yep, the Mutineers. They'll never stop. It's not my fault they named themselves that.
Fear the deep.
Fear the deep of Mutineers.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. That's sounded mean. Didn't mean it sound mean. Just something we've been doing for a while. So they signed Major Maniac.
Yeah.
Okay. Rocker dropped him. Florida's like, hold our Kraken. We'll pick his ass up. I mean, isn't that what their logo is a Kraken?
It's a Kraken.
And then they signed two real who came up from like the testing that they were doing.
Yeah.
So good for him. And then they proceeded to wipe the floor with us, the Rocker. So that happened.
Hasn't it, like, every time a team has brought on, like, a new player like that, they've done amazing in their next game?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if it sustains.
I mean, isn't the Gorillas like the poster child for that? Because they picked up a sub and then made the losers bracket run of a lifetime. And then didn't do well after that. So, yeah, it's how it feels.
I think there's something to be said about these new players coming on because other teams don't know their MO, right? There's tons of VOD review and whatnot, and they're like, in this situation, Scump likes to go here or move this way. When you get into a tournament with someone you've never seen play before, there's going to be some unknowns.
Absolutely. And I believe we beat Optic pretty easily.
We did.
So there was that to start it off.
That was a 3-0 as well.
It was, yep. But yeah, up against the Mutineers did not work well for us. So there's that. And then, of course, did you see what the Mutineers tweeted?
Mm-mm.
They said, hey, Rocker, you dropped this. And it was a Major Maniac. I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers. That's awesome.
Nah, that was probably for the good in the long run.
Oh, yeah. Our team is so inconsistent. I don't even know what to think anymore.
I mean, Priesta's been getting a lot of shit because his KD hasn't been what it used to be this year.
But every game's different.
Yeah.
We talk about it every time. Every game is different. So
MW2, man, come on, be good.
I really hope it is. Because we say it every year, and Justin can attest to this too, because he's in the same boat. And I think Beth is in the same boat too.
We get COD and then just play it for a week and then we're done.
Or we keep saying we're going to get it because we think it's going to be good, and then we just don't. But yeah, we, like you said, we usually get it, play for a week, and then we drop it. So obviously I hope it is good because having another shooter in the repertoire would be great to play. It's just my problem with MW1, the reboot, was like too much camping behind doors and shit. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like the map layouts too much. So
one thing I am excited for in MW2 is I don't know if it's been rumored, leaked, what the status of this information was.
Sure.
But you know how right now you literally have to grind out every attachment for every weapon, right?
Okay.
In MW2, it's rumored, leaked, I don't know, that like if you want like the monolithic suppressor, you have to get it for like that class of weapon. Oh. So if not class, maybe like I don't know what the make of the weapon, right? So if you want like an AK suppressor, you only have to grind that out with AKs, and it'll be available on your AK-74, your AK-47.
Every AK.
Every AK. And then you have that weapon attachment versus having to do it for every single weapon. There'll be groups of them that you can do that with.
So to make it easier to go through that progression.
Yeah, because like I said earlier, I'm tired of playing Call of Duty because a new meta gun releases in Warzone, and you have to literally
start at square one.
Yeah, because you may have not been using that gun before.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, the end game is grinding out camos. Isn't that the whole point? Right?
Yep. Getting like the obsidian or whatever.
Did they get rid of prestige levels, or is that still a thing?
I don't know. I haven't played the last two CODs. Yeah, I gave up.
Either. So, okay. Who knows? Justin says, I'll still end up buying the new one. I don't want to, but I will. That's why I want COD on Game Pass. Play for 3 days and then whatever.
That is true. With the acquisition,
Yeah, well, it's still ongoing, but yes, hopefully
pending acquisition.
Hopefully, if and when that goes through, then yes, that'd be a huge boon for Game Pass. And I mean, that'd be fucking like Starfield on Game Pass because they'd be fucking Starfield on Game Pass because of the Bethesda acquisition is going to be huge, like unbelievably huge. And then if Elder Scrolls is exclusive to the platform, that's even bigger. But if COD is on Game Pass day one,
could you imagine?
Dude, we know Microsoft likes to sell their boxes. Like, we know that. But we also know services are the future. And Game Pass is it.
Yeah, as of right now, it is.
It is.
Game Pass is the
thing.
Netflix, especially with it being crossed between PC and Xbox.
With Ultimate, yep.
So if the new Call of Duty is on PC for free?
If you have Ultimate or PC Game Pass.
Yes.
That'd be crazy.
Crusher.
Yep. Because the new PlayStation Plus tiers released.
Yeah.
So they have like their basic, their premium, and then their extra, whatever the fuck they're called. I forget what they're called. But they still don't compare to Game Pass. So it's just, and I have nothing against the PlayStation Plus tiers. Like, I still pay for PlayStation Plus, the basic service, now that the tiers have released, but it just doesn't compare. So it's just, if COD fucking comes to Game Pass, oh man, I couldn't imagine the influx of users that service will have. Microsoft is already raking in the money. Like, they're already raking in the money. But if COD, I'm not even saying if, when COD comes to Game Pass, because it has to.
It would, I mean, it's the biggest FPS game out there.
Oh, it's the best selling, like, it's basically the best selling game every year.
Yeah.
Every year it releases. I think it beats out Madden every year. And even taking into consideration the microtransactions, because they have boxes in that game.
No more boxes.
Oh no, I mean, like, they have they have packs on their store that you can buy.
Yeah.
Like, so they're individual packs that you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting out of it. But like, that rakes in money too. So oh my God, they make a fucking shit ton of money. Uncle Pumpy, welcome, by the way. And thank you for the sub earlier within the week. I'll give you a shout out later on in the show, but welcome. He says, I can't imagine the server issues they'd have if it was on Game Pass day one. But here's the thing, though, Uncle.
You prefer Uncle or
Here's
Pumpy?
the thing, though, Pumpy. If I'm not mistaken, doesn't COD have server issues every first day or two it releases?
That sounds about right, to be
Isn't
honest.
it? Beth can attest to that. I know she's not here right now, but like, I know Beth can attest to that. She plays COD every year it releases on day one. I swear to God, they have server issues every first day. First and or second.
Yeah. It sounds right, but I don't know.
Either way, just the notion of it being on Game Pass would mind blown. But it's got to happen. Then again, it's one of, if not the best selling game year over year.
But does that make
year.
it not the best selling game if it's
right? That's $60 a pop for standard gen. That's $70 a pop for next gen versions of that game. Every single copy. Wow. That's not even including like if they do like a gold edition or whatever. Right.
The 120.
Right. That's crazy.
Although their collector's editions have been kind of
dog shit.
Yeah, I think they peaked at the
night vision goggles or RC car.
I was going to say the mini fridge.
Ooh.
There was the zombie mini fridge, like a
Nuketown?
Yeah, or no, it was like what's the upgrades in zombies, the old styles?
Oh, I don't know.
Pack-a-Punch, something like that.
Oh, sure.
There was a mini fridge that had that.
Whenever I think of the mini fridge, I think of like the Nuka-Cola one from Fallout.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of when mini fridge is brought up. But no, it's gonna be insane. I like we said, I hope MW2 is good. Really do. Especially for the pro players' sake.
Yeah, they need something they can sink their teeth into and enjoy.
And actually like legitimately praise. You know, not have to hold their tongue on criticisms of a franchise that, again, they adore. It's like the same kind of fucking situation that pros are in for Halo right now. So here's hoping the game is good. Really, really hope so.
Yeah.
Here's a kind of a somber moment as well. Gears Esports has officially come to a close. This is by Gears Esports. Sunday, June 26th, saw the final match of the Gears Esports program as Rise beat Pittsburgh Knights in yet another fantastic showcase from the best Gears players in the world. With some incredible moments, maps, and matches throughout the weekend, it was a fitting way to end the program. From everyone at the Coalition, we want to thank the teams at UMG, TVS Tekka, PGL, EGL, Logitech, and our other partners who have supported us since the launch of Gears 5. Without them, we simply wouldn't have been able to manage a program of this scale, especially throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. Over the course of the next few weeks, we'll be deactivating the @Gears Esports Twitter and Gears.gg site as we wrap up the program, but the photos from our events will live on to keep the memories alive. In order to get the latest news and updates from us, make sure to stay connected to the official channels @Gears of War on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Finally, and most importantly, we want to say a massive and sincere thank you to the Gears fam for all the support you have shown us throughout the last few years. You, our players and community, are the most important part of our franchise, and we're looking forward to sharing our future plans with you. So now, the speculation is that once the new game is released, whatever that title happens to be, because we know the Coalition are working on a next Gears game, whatever that game ends up being, that a new version of Gears Esports would come up. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I remember watching back in the day when that Optic roster was they were the CLG Optic Talks Sentinels of Gears. They won everything. And yeah, I remember watching them on the come up and through their dominance, and Gears is a very special esport to watch. There's a lot of hype ass moments. The trash talk is second to none. It's some of the best in esports history, and it'll be sorely missed. It'll be sorely missed. Justin says, "Rip Gears Esports. Once MLG left, it was just downhill. Sad to see such a dedicated community." Yes, they were. Absolutely. All right, and the last piece of COD and Other Games Watch, before we talk about some other video games. Envy Gaming retires its esports brand. It becomes Optic Gaming. This is by Sean Collins of the Dallas Morning News. Envy Gaming is now Optic Gaming. The organization announced Monday in a video between Chief Gaming Officer Mike Rufael and President Hector Rodriguez. The two North Texas esports brands merged in November 2021, but the Envy Gaming brand remained. After 6 months, the company retired that Envy brand, which was founded by Rufael in 2007, and took on an Optic brand which dominates the Call of Duty landscape. Quote, "When we merged our companies together, we had this thought of taking both of our brands and doing things with them and continuing to do the same things we've always done and grow them," end quote, Rufael said in the video. Quote, "I had in the back of my mind there was a potential to sunset Envy and invest all of our resources into Optic. Basically, what we're going to do is take the Envy brand out of esports right now," end quote. Optic Texas, which sits at number 2 in the Call of Duty League standings, had a standout championship run at their own esports stadium, Arlington, in March. Only a few details changed with the move, with more to come. The Envy Rocket League team adopted the Optic name, and Envy's Jeff Moore relinquished the president role to Rodriguez, but remained COO, while Adam Reimer will remain CEO. The Envy Foundation, a grant program helping North Texas middle schools and high schools, is now the Optic Foundation. Envy's Rocket League team became Optic Rocket League, which is also announced Monday at noon. Visually, the company will have a lot more Optic green, including the logo outside the headquarters in Victory Plaza. The Envy E will eventually become the Optic Gaming logo. One brand detail that survived the move was the Dallas Fuel name, the Overwatch League team, which will stay during the team's 5th season in the Overwatch League. Rufael found it crucial to keep the Fuel name, saying the brand was, quote, "ingrained in the Overwatch community," end quote. While Envy didn't have the same reach as Optic, Rufael also acknowledged the followers of the 15-year-old esports brand. Quote, "Anybody out there that ever gave us love, brought our jerseys, supported our players, you guys mean everything to me," end quote, Rufael said. Both brands had a lot to gain from the November merger. Envy Gaming had an established financial backing and a history of winning championships with the Fantasy HQ. Optic had the brand reach and content gurus. It was an esports match for the ages, and Optic Gaming continues to evolve. So there you go.
I'm a little sad that it's gone.
Yeah, they're some of our favorite Halo teams were the Envy teams.
But like you said, you bring the two together, and it could create something even better than what both of them were separate.
Absolutely.
So that's what we got to look forward to now.
It also feels good that the Optic Valorant team is performing very well as well.
Yes.
So love to see that.
I'm confused by the NVE will eventually become the Optic Gaming logo.
Yeah, so like Envy, their logo is E for Envy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that logo is going to go away on their building,
gotcha.
and it's going to be replaced with the Optic Gaming logo.
I thought they were saying that E will become a part of the Optic Gaming logo.
Oh, no,
I'm like,
no.
How?
Beth, I think, put out on Twitter that like she is bummed that she never bought an Envy jersey because now you can't.
Yeah.
Their website's already updated. Like all the Envy stuff is gone. The Dallas Fuel stuff remains, but the Envy stuff is gone. So
I feel like I need to retire that white jersey now and get it framed.
yeah. No. New definition to championship whites.
Wear them on Sunday.
Yeah, because Optic's cursed.
Ooh.
So we bring the Envy championship Sunday
The Envy
whites out.
out.
Yep, because the Optic ones are cursed.
I feel like I'm going to get that up in a jersey thing.
There you go,
A
like
jersey
a
box.
Yeah, a shadow box.
Shadow box.
Good idea. So yeah, the end of an era, but the beginning of a new one. Yeah.
So does that mean Hex Quarters remains and the Envy headquarters remain? Is there going to be a merger there?
Well, it sounds like the Envy headquarters is now just being rebranded to Optic Gaming, and then I think Hex Quarters is his own space.
Okay.
I thought it
So
was his own space.
Hex just owns that himself?
I thought he did.
Makes sense.
I could be wrong, but I think he does. But either way, there you go. So, yeah. That's it for Countdown the Games Watch. Which means it's time for Wheels and Wheelchairs with an Ailovers and other games too. Will, what'd you happen to play over the last week?
I'm slacking today.
It's okay, you know.
Yeah. I played some Halo Infinite. You know.
Did you?
Yeah. Played Wednesday. I streamed it to this channel. Thanks for those who stopped by, said hi. I know it was not planned, unexpected, but I was like, I got the equipment together. Let's throw something up there, talk to the people more than we do during the live show because, you know, we have to do this show. So, yeah, it was a good time. And then I also played Saturday night. I Slay Goliath was doing a reward, a 12-hour stream for hitting X amount of followers. I think it was 250.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah. And her Halo segment was like at 11 at night. I'm like, all right, we're in there. I'm going to do it. So it was me, Slay or Goliath. I don't know which one. Got to figure that out. And then two of her friends, and we were a 4-stack in ranked.
Okay.
Now, her two friends were golds.
Okay.
So we were both diamond. I was diamond 2. She's a diamond 3, and they were high end, like gold 5, gold 6.
Okay. How'd that go?
Yeah.
That's gotta be fucking. That's weird.
So
That's a big difference.
we played a few full plat teams.
Okay. Wow, golds.
We played.
Okay.
So this is the one that got me.
Also, this is no hate, by the way. I'm just like, this is a big disparity
Between ranks.
Yeah.
Which
like a whole like Onyx can only like match up with like up to plat 6 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
so the one game I want to throw out there
Yeah.
that really threw me over the edge.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
It was an oddball game on Live Fire.
Okay.
We played an Onyx.
I already don't like that.
a Diamond 6,
Yeah, still don't like that too much.
an unranked who dropped over almost 40 kills, and then a silver. Needless to say, the almost Onyxes there fucking destroyed
Bulldozed.
us.
Yeah.
Couldn't get anything going. And I was just like screaming, like, what the hell is that? You know?
How'd the D6 do?
Well,
So you have a D6 potentially on the verge to being Onyx. You have an Onyx, and then you have an unranked who's playing like an Onyx
who performed
player.
better than everyone else on their team. And then
What happened to not being able to play with unranked players?
Oh, yeah.
Unless they weren't four stacking.
No, I think they were all solo queued. If I remember correctly. Or at least the D6 was queued with the unranked. Something like that.
I still thought you couldn't.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
Huh.
We've been able to do it at times as well,
I've
randomly.
heard, yeah, you told me. Huh. Well, that's a big disparity between the players in that lobby.
Yep.
Yikes.
But we did end up winning.
Okay.
We got on a 4-game hot streak of wins, and I got up into D3.
Let's go.
I was happy.
Let's go.
Making moves. Now,
big moves, baby.
this is no hate to the people I played with. They're golds. They have a lot to learn about the game still.
Oh, yeah, they're in that rank.
I was trying to coach and be like, we have 2 strongholds. Don't run to C.
Keep 2. Don't push unless, just don't.
Yep. We're 1 down, drop the oddball and slay, type of thing.
Yeah.
And that did lead to a lot of losses from not understanding, a lot of missed timings on overshield and things to that nature.
Right.
And just not, there was a lot of turtling happening and not a lot of setup happening.
Sure. Makes sense.
I mean, me and Goliath were slaying out and doing our best, and it culminated in finally winning some games. I did have a game of Slayer with 27 kills. Now, I will say, one person dropped out, and then 2, and then it turned into a bloodbath, but I was running around the map just doing everything.
A win's a win. A win is a win.
We finally got up to like 45 to like whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I had 27 kills, and I'm like, I'm going to go sit in the corner, guys. Have fun.
Oh, my God.
Because they were like fighting back. I was trying to like keep it chill.
Sure.
But they were just still coming at us. When you're 2 down, you can just quit out because you don't get the ban at that point. But they were still trying to fight. So I'm like, all right, here we go. And that felt good to just shit. And it was crazy because they were sticking together. So I took a lot of fights 2v1, and I think they ended up being plat players in the end.
Sure.
So, throw a couple nades. They sat on them. Okay, if that's what you want to do. And then I also played Rock Band. It looks like, Justin's talking Halo here. Goalie Sniper says, one thing I got to focus on with the update is that OS is actually useful. Yes, it is much more useful now having, it's 3.5 instead of 3?
Yes.
Times the shields. So he said, so I got to start going for it because pre-update, you can just toss a single nade. Yeah, a worth of OS, and it's easy to counter.
And it spawns immediately on Bazaar.
Yes, it's no longer it's still a delayed on live fire, but instantly on Bazaar.
Yep, it's instantly on Bazaar.
So yeah. So
well, not instantly.
It's pretty.
Isn't like a 5-second countdown?
Yeah, but by the time you can get there,
it should be up. Yeah.
My play. Actually, I'm not going to say my play for Overshield on Bazaar. So you guys don't know.
Wow. Okay.
So like I said,
Will here with the Shyway strats that he ain't sharing.
That time slot for the Halo gameplay was at 11 at night. So I'm like, I need something to do.
Yeah.
So I played Rock Band.
Nice.
I put together my own like 80s list I did like set lists, which you can do where the songs just keep rolling. You don't have to go back and forth. So I just played an 80s set and rocked out while I was waiting for Halo to play.
I still think Guitar Hero Rocks the 80s was like one of the best things, if not the best thing that Guitar Hero did.
That was fun. That was good.
That was back in the PS2 days. God, it was a long time ago. Holy shit. Yeah, Guitar Hero Rocks the 80s is dope as shit. So.
Yeah, I remember. I didn't even know Guitar Hero was a thing, right? Mm-hmm. And I went with my cousin Steve and my second cousin Bree because he needed a new TV, and Circuit City or something was having a clearance.
We're showing our age with that one.
Hey,
Throwing
yeah.
Circuit City out there?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So we go, and he's looking for TVs and whatnot, and one, they have a PS2 and this plastic guitar thing, and I'm like,
The fuck is that? Yeah.
And I stood there for maybe an hour while he was getting rung up and figuring out what he wants, just falling in love. And I went home that day. I'm like, I need this. And I begged my parents, and lo and behold, they went out that night and fucking got me Guitar Hero.
That's amazing.
And I was
shout out to your parents.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It was amazing. I have countless hours on plastic instruments now because of that day.
It really revolutionized,
like, the rhythm games.
It
right?
did. Yeah, revolutionized the rhythm games. I mean, first you had Dance Dance Revolution that revolutionized that first, and then I think it really hit it with Guitar Hero.
Wasn't there like Donkey Kong?
Yeah,
with like they were congas, right?
Yeah,
that was the play.
Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, Donkey Kong. I think there were two of them. Yeah, I think there were two Donkey Kong conga games. Not conga, bongo.
Oh, they were bongos.
Were they bongos? Is that what
Wasn't
they're
it called Donkey Konga? And that was
Donkey Konga. I think it was.
Now I'm thinking about it.
Konga. Oh God, they made more than what?
There's a lot of them.
Apparently. There's three.
Oh,
there's Donkey Konga 2, and Donkey Konga 3. And I thought there was Donkey Konga Jungle Beat.
Or was that like an expansion thing?
On Donkey Konga Jungle Beat. No, there's two there too. There's Donkey Konga Jungle Beat and there's Donkey Kong Jungle Beat and Donkey Kong Jungle Climber. Jungle Climber was on the DS. That's irrelevant.
So those aren't with the...
No, I swear to God, Jungle Beat was, though, because it's beat. Donkey Kong Jungle... Off the rails again, I apologize. But I'm genuinely curious. I swear to God. Use the Kong. Yeah, it did. Jungle Beat used them too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So there are 4 games that fucking used them. Crazy.
Mr. Goalie Sniper says, I prefer the Rock Band guitar over Guitar Hero guitar. True.
Ew.
Also, when you use Star Power, all the notes turning blue just didn't compute with my brain. That's a good point. I do like Rock Band's just a little bit better on their tracks.
I felt Guitar Hero guitars felt better to me because you could actually feel the strum.
There was a better click with the strum bar.
Yes. To me, I like the tactile feel because I felt like at least the part of my brain was like, okay.
It made it sound.
Yes, it must register if it made the sound. With Rock Band guitars, it's like there's nothing. It's just, you better hit your goddamn note. Or you better calibrate your TV to do it. So there's that. Yeah, Guitar Hero and Rock Band, man, they're awesome.
Yep.
They're phenomenal video games.
Yep.
You've probably, to get back to the money thing, you've probably spent an amount of money for Rock Band in comparison to what I've spent in 5 and Infinite combined.
Well,
would you say that's adequate with you and Brad?
Well, so me and Brad never shared accounts. It's me and Joey now.
Okay.
I'm
just trying to feel better about myself, that's all.
Well, here's the thing. Since we share an account, those 500 songs are between 2 people.
Right.
So, I mean, what are they? They're like $2 to $3 a song?
Something like that, yeah. No, they have packs, though.
They do. I barely buy the packs.
Oh, shit.
I want the song. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I probably spent...
the same amount as I spent on Halo 5, and not Infinite.
I have probably 250 to 300 of those songs are mine.
About 5 for me, yeah. Cool.
And this is, but these are also songs that have been over the years.
Oh,
They continue down the line.
Oh, yeah.
So if you bought it in Rock Band 2, it's still there in Rock Band 4.
Right. And mine were rec packs.
Sorry to...
It's okay. Yeah. I know my decisions were stupid. What's up, Mythic? Welcome back. Good to see you. I know my decisions were stupid. I'm just trying to feel better about myself.
I've dumped enough money into Infinite already myself.
Yeah, but did you buy rec packs in 5?
Not as much as you did.
And not play Warzone? That's the best part. Not only did I buy rec packs, I'd never played Warzone.
So,
because I only wanted the customization options.
When I got Warzone items,
yeah,
I sold them for more points so that I'm able to get cosmetics.
I did the same thing.
Since I came into the game so late.
Yep, I did the same thing. The same exact thing. And the cool part is that there was a Chrome extension to make it so you could bulk sell your items.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was convenient.
It was very convenient. It's neat.
Yeah. So anyway, Infinite and Rock Band 4, those are the two games I played this week. What about yourself?
I played some Infinite as well. We were going to do ranked on Thursday, but nobody really showed up until slated at the very end.
I fell through.
And no offense to Slay. And then Pancakes popped up for a game or two as well at the very end. So yeah, we just did some challenge stuff.
Did we play one ranked game and it was CTF on Callie? Or not Callie? Catalyst?
Yeah. I wish it was Callie.
Wait, isn't it kind of set up like Callie? Think about it. You have the bridge up and down on one side.
That's a stretch.
You have different levels on the other side that are more square.
Yeah, but like you don't have clear sightline from elbow to elbow.
Right.
It's a stretch. Like I see where you're going. It's a symmetrical map, yes, with higher and lower elevations.
You got the bridge over the middle.
I get it. But like, no. It's a Halo map. That's the only comparison. No, I can see what you're talking about though. But yeah, we did play a CTF map, and it did not go too well. But no, I thought overall the night was okay. Hopefully we'll get on this Thursday, right?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully more people show up. But yeah, that's I played some other miscellaneous things, but nothing really of note for an extended period of time. I think it was just that. So.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, Final Fantasy VII. I played a little more of that. There you go. That's it. Community game night is Thursday. No, Friday is Mythic. Friday is the community playdate night.
Yep.
Thursday is like a separate group thing that we got going on. Like the reason why I said that like that is because the people who do show up for the Thursday thing, I'm calling their asses out. That was it. But no, you're good, Mythic. Friday is community playdate night. Yeah. Although this Friday we won't be there because of your wife's birthday party.
Right.
So we'll just say that right now then, because that totally reminds, we will not be there for this Friday's community playdate because it is Will's wife's birthday party that we're going to be doing. So happy early birthday to her, obviously. And so Justin, I'll call you out right now. If you wanted to get something going for Friday, please do, and communicate through Discord, do whatever you want to do. Up to you, or somebody else, whatever. Doesn't matter to me. Yeah, play some Infinite. That's it.
All right.
And he says, long weekend this week. I'll be gone. Bullshit.
All right.
Maybe we'll just have to reconvene next week. Sound good?
We'll go with that.
Time for some shoutouts. We didn't have a community play last week, so I'm going to skip that one. Shouts to everyone who followed and subbed during the live show. We had Uncle Pumpy with the sub. Zarn with the 13-month resub. Thank you both. You guys both get a woo! And then Tomex World with the follow. Thank you very much as well. Greatly appreciated. Welcome to the community and the show. And then happy belated birthday to Walshy. I was going to say my brother, but because people make that joke, but I don't see the comparison and we're not related. But happy belated birthday to you, David Walshy Walsh. I hope it was a great one. Community creations. Halo memes every day. Reddit.com/r/Halo memes. Clips of the week number 163 by High Tech Redneck. Go check that video out. And then we have 2 Kansas City documentaries. One from Ascend and the other from FaZe. So go check those out as well. Will, that's it. That's all I got.
All right.
Therefore, if you wouldn't mind doing me a solid, as you always do so beautifully, please plug the show.
All right. Hey, maybe you're listening live, watching live, I should say, on Twitch. Maybe you're watching on YouTube, but maybe you need to take us on the go and you can't be staring at your phone.
See you later, Fresh. Citrus.
Find us on your favorite podcast services like Josh's.
Pocket Cast. Not an ad. But I do love that application.
If you want to be a bigger part of the community, come say hi, talk to us during the week. Discord's the main way to do that. Join our Discord. Link is provided on our link tree on our Twitter. ! Discord and chat.
We're always available. We're always there.
Speaking of Twitter, we're on Twitter there.
What?
Yeah, Josh controls the Twitter.
I mean, I haven't been active on it lately. Not a lot to discuss, really. We discuss on the show. So
yes, exactly. But yeah, go find us on Twitter. We also have an Instagram and Facebook, not used as much as Twitter, but they're there.
They are there.
If you're listening and you want to check out a show, maybe you missed the live show, but we're up
How
on
dare
YouTube.
You.
Go check out the VOD.
Where?
On YouTube.
What?
Just said.
Yeah.
Search HCS Pro Talk.
Okay.
If you want to watch us live for all this, whatever this is, come find us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/HCS Pro Talk.
Yeah.
And go check out hcsprotalk.com for everything HCS Pro Talk. I'll just say that. Then don't forget about the fine folks over at Podcast Evolve. Make sure to check out evolvedhalo.com.
Your home for Halo.
They have great shows such as Podcast Evolve, Mission Debrief, Halo TV Plus, Book Club, Build with Box, and Halo Headlines. And then there's a new one that you were going to add.
Yeah, I fucking forgot.
What's that new one called?
Evolvedhalo.com. Your home for Halo.
Yeah.
It is called Halo Gear Guide.
Halo Gear Guide. There you go.
I'll make sure it's added to the show notes moving forward.
And we also have our own little spot on there. Thanks to them for adding us.
Yes.
Making us feel included.
Thank you.
So if you want to check out a little blurb of HCS Pro Talk on Evolved Halo, we're there for you.
Thank you.
And that's all I got, Josh.
Hell yeah. Justin says, I've got so much Evolved to catch up on. Haven't listened in months. Evolved! You should absolutely listen to it. It's good shit. All right.
Awesome. Time to close it out?
I think so. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 241 of HCS Pro Talk. If you're tuning in live, thank you so much for tuning in live over on Twitch. Yeah! And if you were checking out the VOD on YouTube or you're checking out the audio version on your favorite podcast service, thank you as well. Hope you're having a great day, night, week, month, year, whatever it may be when you're taking the time to listen to the show, because regardless, it's greatly appreciated. And I truly mean that. I say it all the time, and I know I sound like a broken fucking record, but I truly mean it. If we wouldn't be the show if you guys weren't listening to it. So thank you very much for listening to it. And I don't say this all the time because it is what it is, but I'll say this. If you're tuning in now, like if you're listening to this part of the show, and you haven't shared the show before to people you think might be interested in listening, please consider sharing it. I don't care how you do so, but if you would like to do that, we would appreciate that as well. Again, I don't say that often. Just going to throw it out there if you're interested in doing so. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us for episode 241. We'll be back next week, and I'm going to end the show on this single point. Reproductive rights are human rights. Plain and simple. If you do not believe that, you can simply go fuck yourself. I don't have time for you. Don't want you listening to the show. Go fuck yourself. That is how I'm going to end this episode of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.